For more on this, let's bring in Andrew Leung. He is an independent China strategist and joins us from Hong Kong. Mr. Leung, it's a pleasure having you on. Firstly, just give us your thoughts on that first meeting between Biden administration officials and Chinese officials.
Well, there was a lead up to these talks whereby the American team, high-level officials, visiting American allies in order to consolidate their all-out pushback against China. So the United States wants to appear in a position of strength, as it were. But then the reality is that neither side, neither China nor the United States can back down on what they perceive as their red lines. And of course, the red lines may collide with one another. For example, China's perception of their sovereignty in Hong Kong, Xinjiang, and Tibet and Taiwan cannot be conceded at any cost, because the Chinese people will be up against the Communist Party, nor would the United States concede in perceived erosion of the international liberal order led by the United States. So I think that in the beginning, this is a question of positioning. At the end of the day, to find there are definitive areas for cooperation like climate change, but and also possibly on North Korea. But outside these limited issues, there is still the question how both sides can find a way to live with one another, because the expectation that somehow the Chinese Communist Party is going to collapse is just a pipe dream, because the party is enjoying extremely popular support from the Chinese people. According to the latest Harvard Kennedy School report, only a couple of months ago, the Chinese Communist Party popularity amongst the people is ranks almost multiple ranks ahead of any country vis-a-vis their own people. So I think that the expectation that somehow would back down, or China would collapse, or China could concede on its red lines doesn't square up with reality.
So not too much of a surprise that both sides got off to such a bad start. Well, with the former administration, the Trump administration, between that administration and China, their spats led to a billion-dollar trade war that hit many countries. How do you think, or how do you see rather, the Biden administration and China's relationship panning out?
Well, the Biden, even though there is a bipartisan consensus to push back against China as the United States, the biggest existential threat, there is a bipartisan support for all that. But the approach is quite different as far as the Biden administration is concerned. The Biden team is likely to be more principled, more targeted, and then more willing to work with Americans' allies. Whereas under the Trump administration, even allies get trampled. So I think that that's the very, very big difference. But I don't think that there is much difference in this kind of all-of-government pushback against China. This is an epic kind of paradigm shift in the relationship between the two countries.
Andrew Leung, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.